it is required of the Jewish people in the last days to reestablish the temple and temple worship. It is prophesied as well as commanded. Ezekiel chapters 40 through 47 deal with this issue, and it describes the third temple. But it must be built before the actual return or the coming of the Messiah. It must fulfill all Old Testament laws. Nothing can be left out. It must be completely according to what God has said the temple will be. Now, it is necessary for this temple to be built on the Temple Mount. At the present time, there is no temple there. The Temple Mount is under the authority of Islam and not the Jewish people. Somehow, some way, that is going to change. And there are a lot of speculations as to how that's going to happen. I'm not going to go into that. The fact is, it will change. And at some point, the Jewish people will once again build the temple. Now, we know that it has to be built prior to the middle of a 7-year tribulation that the Bible predicts will come before the physical coming of the Messiah. And right in the middle of that 7 years is where the temple is mentioned in Bible prophecy. It's spoken of in Daniel. It's spoken of in Revelation. Both of those areas talk about the Antichrist coming into the temple in the middle of this 7-year period. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day," talking about the resurrection of the church, "shall not come, except there come the falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." Now notice it says that he sits in the temple of God. In other words, we're cued into the fact that the temple will be rebuilt before the Messiah actually returns bodily to the earth to rule and reign. Now, can the Al-Aqsa Mosque be there and coexist with the temple? That would be, to any Orthodox Jew, that would be an abomination. It would be just as horrendous to think of that taking place as it would be to allow Antiochus Epiphanes to come on the mount and build a temple to Zeus while the temple was still there. It would be unthinkable. So the Al-Aqsa Mosque somehow, some way, is going to go. And all we can do is speculate that it's got to be a major global catastrophe in order for the nations of the world to permit the building of the temple in place of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Something radical had to take place. But we know that according to Bible prophecy, which is never wrong, that this will occur. And so, you can get out your speculation tablets and figure out exactly what is going to have to happen for this to take place. But it's ready to occur. And things can move very quickly. Many of the articles that are needed in temple worship have already been made. The Temple Institute, which is just a very short distance from the Wailing Wall, that institute has already prepared those things. They're training the priests. Already much of the temple has been readied, made, and can be constructed, from what I understand, within 3 months. Now, it's not totally prefabricated, but much of the work has already been done. The red heifer is available. The priest's garments have already been made. The priests have been trained. This entire thing of temple worship, which is an exciting thing, bringing back again the fulfillment of what God has wanted, this is something that is going to take place in the very near future. We look forward to things changing. We look forward to God being glorified in ways that the world will have to take notice. And there will be a lot of things that are going to occur that are going to switch the present status around so that the temple can be built and will be built probably in your lifetime.